Hey, it's the Terminian Hero here, and we're playing some more Metroid Prime. And we are actually going to take a brief trip back to the Artifact Temple to get those other scans while we still can. And then we are going to finish our cleanup. I wanted to finish the cleanup of Chozo Ruins last time, but of course my game just loves to crash recently. Which is weird, because it never did this before, and the disc looks fine. I'm honestly thinking that my GameCube might be dying, just like back when I did my Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels LP or whatever I was doing, where my Super Nintendo kept crashing. And then my Super Nintendo ended up dying not too long after that LP. That's what this reminds me of, which if my GameCube is dying, that would suck. It wouldn't be the end of the world, just because I do have another GameCube. But, I mean, yeah, it would still suck to lose that. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm sure Wild Shiny Kirby would be willing to let me have a GameCube, since he's had, like, 4 of them, although I'm pretty sure he gave one away, so he should only have 3 now. It's a bit ridiculous, though. Yeah, because the thing is, I'll tell the story of all of our GameCubes in a little bit here, but first we're gonna actually get these scans. I'll tell the story on the way back. On the way back to Chozo Ruins. Now, we're not going to be able to scan all of these messages that say the artifact of whatever has been returned. Just because, obviously, we're not going to be able to scan the last one we get. And we're actually not going to scan the last 3, because we'll be getting the final 3 artifacts before we come back here again. But, let's scan the clues now. A room of research lies within the mines. A corrupted invader is trapped there. Defeat this creature to claim the artifact of Warrior. And the other clue is right here. Invaders mine the depths in their greed. Forge a path through a tunnel of the Great Poison to claim the artifact of Newborn. Alright, so I guess I'll talk about the whole GameCube story now. So, you know, I got my GameCube long time ago. It was the normal blue GameCube. But my grandparents would also get like all the game systems, because, you know, he knew all of us grandkids were coming over and we wanted to play some video games, you know. So he actually, yeah, like my grandparents actually got a silver GameCube that came with the copy of Metroid Prime that I'm playing right now. And eventually, when they gave their game systems to me and Wild Shiny Kirby, I ended up taking their GameCube, since, well, Wild Shiny Kirby already had 4 GameCubes. And then, as far as why he had 4 GameCubes, he was a twin, so, you know, they had to have 2 of everything. So he had 1 and his sister had 1, but then his sister ended up not being much of a gamer, so he ended up with both of them. He then bought a 3rd GameCube because he wanted to get a modded GameCube that could also play Japanese games. And then he ended up getting a 4th GameCube because one of his friends was just like, hey, you want a GameCube? And that is that story. I could have got the... I could have cleaned up Talon Overworld while I was here, but like I said, we'll go buy the final remaining items in Talon Overworld when we're coming back to the Artifact Temple. Also, I've kind of decided that I am not going to save my game unless I have been playing for a significant amount of time. So, like, you know, that way I don't end up, like, with a 15-minute video where we don't really get much done. Anyways, let's head back this way now, so we can finish our cleanup of Chozo Ruins. Basically finish up all of our cleanup, aside from that tiny bit in Talon Overworld. And, you know, obviously we still need to do Phazon Mines. And yeah, there's Chozo ghosts in here now. I think we already knew that, though. I can't remember. But we don't need to fight them. Did we know that already? I don't know. I don't think we did, actually. But yeah, the Chozo ghosts are there now. Now, if we go this way, there's one thing we can pick up. It is in the water over here. And it's another missile expansion. What did you expect? Do we have... We don't have all the power bombs we can hold. I'm pretty sure we can hold 8 now. And I can't remember if we have all of the power bomb expansions yet or not. But I know where all of the upgrades are, so... You know, I can't remember what each upgrade is. But I remember where all of the upgrades are located, so... yeah, I should be getting everything, even if I don't know what the grand totals of all my things are. I'm very familiar with Metroid Prime 1. So from here, we just need to head back to the furnace, which is literally, well, not literally right here, because we got a tunnel first. But it's right here. We're gonna have to fight some Chozo ghosts before we can do what we want to do. But this is where we want to be. Ow. Also, with our X-ray visor, we can see that there's a half pipe below this floor. And we need power bombs to get through. Those guys are not going to be destroyed by our power bombs, even though it says that they're vulnerable to morph ball delivered weaponry. But you just need the normal bombs to defeat them. Why normal bombs work and power bombs don't, I have no clue. Ow, really? Really now? Come on, you stupid plated parasites. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm gonna get rid of all of you because of that. Alright, so there's a lot more plated parasites where those came from. You gotta watch your shadow to know where to drop here. And then don't let these parasites wreck you. Yeah, watch your shadow, go just barely over the edge and drop down. And now we've got one more little platform to roll across. I could barely see my shadow there. And we got another missile expansion. Hooray. So now let's just head on this way. And this should lead us back to the Hall of the Elders, which should have the very last thing that we still need in Chozo Ruins. But, you know, we're gonna have to fight some Chozo ghosts first. It is so nice to have the X-ray visor for these guys, and to know that super missiles are very useful in these fights. We also have a recharge station here, which I'm gonna want to go to because I'm very curious about how many missiles we have. Alright, so we have our plasma beam now, so we can get rid of this force field. And we can see where our last path leads. This is a very important room. And beneath the statue is a hidden door, which leads us to another Chozo artifact. Chozo artifact acquired. This is the artifact of World, the 10th of 12. Only 2 left to go. Come on, let me out, please. Let me out, please. And I'm gonna take a quick recharge on my missiles, both to check how many I have and to just fill them up because I'm missing a lot because all those Chozo ghosts, you know. And that is 210 missiles. And that doesn't refill our power bombs. I wonder if our ship refills our power bombs. But yeah, Chozo Ruins is complete. And that's crazy. Now we want to get back to Phazon Mines, and we don't want to have to go through the Frigate Orphan, so let's go this way. Definitely want to go this way. Alright, so this is just a short little intermission on our way to the mines. Just gotta go down like one door. And yeah, we should be on the right path. Alright, we want Ice Beam for that door. I wasn't sure which beam we wanted. Could have just looked at the mini-map, but I didn't. And here we are, back to Phazon Mines. This should give us the rest of our items, aside from like 2 items in Talon Overworld. Now, we could take the shortcut through the mines by swinging on the crane, but we want to go down that way to get stuff. And it's a really long way between save points, which means I probably should save. So I'm gonna do that, and then the game is gonna crash immediately afterward, giving me that... Well, it's not... It's a little over a 15-minute video, but still way shorter than I want it to be. At that point, I honestly might just edit 2 videos together to turn it into one. But whatever, I'm saving. You know, I'd also want to save at every new save station I reach, you know, that I've never used before. For no real reason, I just prefer to do that. But we should be able to get everything in this pathway now. We can break through this with a power bomb. And that gets us our missile expansion. Ow! What was that for, you jerk? He was really up close and personal, to the point where our camera was going into him, and it's a first-person camera. Yeah, so they got a bunch more enemies here. We already have wave troopers at the start of this room, before we had to go up to the next floor. And I think there's more than just wave troopers here now too. It's just wave troopers on the first floor. Was it an ice trooper or a power trooper that was up on top of here? I'm gonna guess ice, which means it's power. Oh, it's a turret. Okay. It's ice. Okay, I'm fine with ice. These ice guys are super easy to take out. So now we can get through here with a power bomb, which thankfully doesn't destroy the computer that we need to use in order to deactivate the force field downstairs. That'd be really bad if we destroyed that. Just speed our way back down here. And thanks to our plasma beam, we can get in and get the plasma beam missile combo, the Flamethrower. Now the Flamethrower works like the Wave Buster, except it uses up more missiles. Kinda like how the Ice Spreader is to the Super Missile. And I haven't really showed off the Ice Spreader at all, aside from just shooting it at the wall once. So I probably should, and the Flamethrower as well. The Flamethrower really isn't that useful just because it does drain so many missiles, and the Plasma Beam itself is already super overpowered without the combo. And it wastes no missiles doing that. But, you know, I'd still like to use them. Give them their time in the sun. First, though, we've got something big here. This guy. We need a power bomb to free him. And that is what we're gonna do. Now this is no ordinary elite pirate. This is a Phazon pirate. Or a Phazon elite, rather. Elite pirate infused with energized Phazon. The Phazon-charged elite pirates rely more on their wavequake generators, opting not to carry the vulnerable plasma artillery cannons normally used by elites. The direct fusing of Phazon into their bodies provides a tremendous level of energy. The drastically lower lifespan that comes with this process is of little concern to the pirate research team. And their lifespan is about to be even shorter because I'm around. So yes, a very special kind of elite pirate here. Still fight it the same way. But this is the only one of these guys that you fight. And he's here for a reason. And you will see that reason when we defeat him with this missile right... okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how many more missiles he's gonna take. There we go. He was holding a Chozo artifact. Chozo artifact acquired. This is the artifact of Warrior, the 6th of 12. And there's only one left to get. Just the final one. Once we have that, we will be able to go to the final area of the game. But first we want to take care of these turrets, because they are going to be a pain in the butt. Alright, that problem taken care of, let's move on. I was thinking that was where the scatter bamboos were, but nope, that was the later tunnel. Anyways, in here we got our Metroid buddies again. We should be able to just climb up the yellow track now, because that's still set to how it was before. And if we go to the top of the room with this yellow track, we can drop down to wherever we want. Also, I'm gonna power bomb all you Metroids. And I'm gonna take your energy, rather than you taking energy from me. Yeah, I am not gonna go down there slowly. Sorry. Back down to floor 2. Let's blow up these guys again, because it's helpful. And now back to where we fought our first elite pirate. Alright, the ice spreader did not work there. I felt like showing it off, but it did not work out. I was thinking it'd be better to use on some ice troopers or Metroids anyways. There used to be ice troopers here, but not anymore, it seems. And we are just about back to where we left off. I definitely want to save again. Wave troopers, I'm gonna ignore you. Power troopers, I'm gonna ignore you. I don't want to mess with any of that. But I do have to mess with this. Why is there a scan there? I mean, I definitely had the Elite Pirate scan already. That's weird. And, you know, it didn't say that it put it in the logbook or anything. That was really weird. Also, this one doesn't seem to have the cannon on his back. Maybe that's why he was a separate scan. Yeah, because he has no cannon. I guess that's why he's a separate scan. But he's not a separate logbook scan, just a separate scan. I wonder if scanning this guy when not scanning the other two before, I wonder if that would add the Elite Pirate into the logbook or not. Maybe you only get 2 chances to scan him. Okay, so I'm gonna get that off the screen quick, and then I am going to ice spreader these guys. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Would have been better if they were more close together. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, now let's save our game before it crashes. I mean, I mentioned before that I have 2 GameCubes, and that one of them came with this copy of Metroid Prime. That is not the GameCube I am using to play this copy of Metroid Prime, so maybe the game's arguing with me. Alright, so back in here, there's definitely Metroids around that I can hear. Whoa boy, I did not realize you were that close. I didn't realize they were in containers here. I thought they were gonna be coming from over here. Which there are still plenty over here. Okay, so the ice spreader is not that great on Metroids. Not great on flying enemies. So yeah, we should be able to get across this now, and you might still be wondering, but how? X-ray visor. X-ray visor is how you get across here. That was weird. Yeah, there's like stuff dripping onto the platform there, which I guess is what gives it away. But I never knew that that was there. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. I never knew there was stuff dripping here. Why did I take my X-ray visor off for that? What is wrong with me? Alright, there's more Metroids ahead that my reticle is trying to target onto. Nice, I got both of them at once there. X-ray again. This is our last invisible platform of the room, but there seems to be an opening here that we can see with the X-ray visor. And we can break through here with power bombs. And there's another wall to break through on the other side, too. Maybe that wasn't the last invisible platform in the room, because I think there's another one over this way. So we can actually get up to this upgrade here. Yeah, right here. It was the last required invisible platform of the room, not the last one of the room. So another missile tank down. Oh boy! That was not where I was trying to jump. I either wanted to land on the bar up there or on the platform on the other side. I landed like halfway between them. Man, you know, I'm just afraid that the game is gonna crash while I'm saving. And that would be the worst. I do not want a corrupted file, or a corrupted memory card in general. But now we can go down to the 3rd floor. And it looks like we need the plasma beam to get any further. Now, we're supposed to have another item to get this, but let's just get it now. Missile expansion acquired. Yeah, there's only really one other item in the game to get, kind of two, but you get them at the same time. And the one remaining item is what you need to get that. But we got it anyways, so I guess you don't really need it. Now here is finally our first look at the Hunter Metroids that we were supposed to see way back when we were about to get our gravity suit in Phendrana Drifts. Adolescent Metroid, Energy Siphon Tentacle increases its threat level. As Metroids develop, they become more efficient predators. An energy-draining tentacle allows them to attack at a distance. Quick to anger, a Hunter Metroid will charge troublesome prey and attempt to ram them into submission. Cold-based attacks are still quite effective against these creatures. You don't say. Yeah, so Hunter Metroids can attach to you, they can latch onto you with some beam from a distance. Ow! And they ram you. I mean, they mentioned ramming you in the log, but I didn't remember them ever actually doing it. Not that I thought they wouldn't, just because, you know, I do trust the logbook there. I just didn't remember that they did. Now, there's something around here. I don't think it's in this room. I think it's in an upcoming room that's similar to this one. But there is something we're going to want to watch out for with our X-ray visor. I believe it's in a much darker room. Because this room is pretty bright, actually. I remember this place being much darker, but I guess I'm just thinking of the later room. You really can't scan that? Anyways, you need a power bomb for it. It's weird that you can't scan it. Okay, yeah, I realized my mistake as soon as I went out on that platform. You want a boost ball across these. And that is a tunnel of Phazon beyond this rock. We don't want to go that way. We will come back for that later. Yeah, now this is the darkness I was thinking of. And there are plenty of Metroids in here, man. There's so many. But this is definitely the room where we want to use the X-ray visor. Because if we look over here, we can see there is a place down below. Scanning doesn't help. You need that X-ray visor. It looks like the thermal visor helps too. But yeah, in this little sort of circle of mushrooms here, you can bomb it. You don't even need power bombs, just a normal bomb works. And we got our missile expansion. Now let's try to make our way over to not falling off the mushroom. That would be a good way to go. Let's try to make our way over to the door on the left here. There we go, made it. It is so dark in there. You're definitely supposed to use the thermal visor. Which I guess is why that one missile expansion is hidden so well. You're supposed to be using the thermal visor in there, and you can see it with the thermal visor. That makes sense then. So I guess let's use our thermal visor like we're supposed to. And the other door is down here, which is a little bit of a tricky jump to make, but we have done it. And now, another enemy we can't scan, invisible pulse bamoos. There are 3 of them in here. You can see them with the X-ray visor, but you cannot scan them, as they are not visible. And you cannot make them visible. So yeah, there's absolutely no way to scan them. Now here's a new enemy. Very similar to 3 enemies we've already found, but Plasma Trooper. Space pirate armed with plasma beam technology. Space pirates have reverse-engineered several of your weapons, including the plasma beam. A flaw in the design makes these pirates vulnerable to their own beam weapon system. These weapons are inferior to your Chozo-designed originals, but still quite potent. Now, Plasma Troopers are not that bad to fight because your plasma beam does a lot of damage, and you know the burn effect does extra damage to them. So yeah, they are not too bad to fight. Let's fight them from a distance here. Yeah, that one over there died from the burn damage. That one up there might have too. But, yeah, no invisible platforms here, so how do we do this one? Well, there is a spider ball track for 1. Or for 2, as we have connected to a second spider ball track. And there is a grapple point. And now I think that those computers in there might have the very last pirate data, I'm thinking. Let's just open the doors and actually check this out. So we got a plasma trooper here. I think that's a wave trooper in there as well. Yes, it is. Also, when we went to that recharge station back there, yeah, the missile station, did I even point out, like, oh, hey, there's actually another missile station? Because that's only the second one we've seen so far in the game. So we need a super missile for this. Ah, there's more troopers, but there's also a missile expansion, which I will gladly take. Yes, there's another wave trooper up there. Let me kill you so I can read my pirate data in peace. You know, because it's not like the whole world stops when I read scan stuff. Huh, stuff about the Omega Pirate we heard about earlier. We may be getting close to said Omega Pirate. After all, there can't be much left in the game if we only have one more power-up to get. And is this the last pirate data? I think it is. As we continue to observe the development of Project Helix's elite pirates, it becomes increasingly obvious that these warriors will usher in a new era of space pirate dominance. They are incredibly resistant to damage, and their ability to transport and wield so many weapons at once makes them the ideal mainstays of our ground forces. Though they are not as quick as typical pirates, it makes little difference. With a platoon of elite pirates in the vanguard of an army of normal and flying pirates, we will have a near indestructible backbone that should turn the tide in any engagement. So let's check our pirate data here. I think we've got all of them. Yep, we have all the pirate data, all the Chozo lore, and all the research. And we obviously have all of the artifacts entries, since, you know, there's only one artifact left to collect, and we do have the hint for that one. So all that's left is creatures. How many creatures are left to scan? I'm thinking 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, I'm right, so I know what all of those are. 4 of those are in the final area. And here is our save station. Now if the game crashes, it will not be a big deal. So up here, we got some more computers to scan, because of course we do. Another plasma trooper, which I wanted to be careful because I wanted to scan this before I hit it. Expose it to extreme heat, huh? Well, that is not a problem. And now look at that. He's huge. You're also capable of scanning this guy just before the battle starts, so let's just barely inch our way forward until we can scan him. Alright, Omega Pirate, most powerful of the elite pirate forces. Omega Pirate can become invisible to normal sight. It is vulnerable when cloaked, as all energy is drawn from defense systems. By exposing itself to Phazon, it can regenerate damaged tissue and organs. Considered the pinnacle of the elite pirate program, this enemy should be handled with extreme caution and maximum firepower. Okay. Let's do this. Now, in order to hurt this guy, we gotta attack his arms and legs here. You can hit him with some missiles, or you can just hit him with a super missile. Although that's a bit harder, because super missiles have beam properties, and he sucks in beams. But yeah, super missiles are definitely the fast way to take those weak spots out. Come on, do your little attack. You also have to be really careful here, because there's puddles of Phazon around that you could easily back into by accident without realizing that you did. So now he's calling on some pirate troopers. Let's hope they're easy ones to defeat. Oh great, power troopers. I mean, I guess they're fine with super missiles. And now he's gonna appear invisible. We need our X-ray. But we can deal some damage to him, and then he's gonna appear at one of the other Phazon pools, and we can do some good damage to him now. And now he's gonna appear at the last Phazon pool. He only moves on to the next Phazon pool if you, yeah, he only moves on to the next Phazon pool if you damage him fast enough. And he'll only go to each one once, so you can only attack him like that 3 times before he goes back to this phase. He can also destroy the troopers himself, like that wave attack would have just killed off all the troopers there. So yeah, it would be ideal to get some ice troopers or plasma troopers, since we can kill those really fast. Although I guess the power troopers aren't that bad when you're using super missiles on them. None of them are really that bad if you use the beam combos on them, honestly. But otherwise, power troopers would just take way too long. So who are we fighting this time? Ah, plasma troopers. Let's show off that Flamethrower. I guess we'll use ice now. There is another plasma trooper, but we want to focus on hurting this guy now, hitting the boss. There he is. And now he should go to this one, right? Where'd he go? Oh, he's at that one. Phazon suit acquired. Not only the Phazon suit, which allows us to stand in the blue Phazon here, as you see, without taking damage, but we also got a Phazon beam. That's not the inventory, but yeah, if you look into the inventory, we now have a Phazon beam. And it says, the viral corruption of the power suit has altered the arm cannon as well. It is now capable of firing the powerful Phazon beam. Samus's notes, the Phazon beam appears to trigger in the presence of high concentrations of Phazon. Regular arm cannon functions return when Phazon is not present. The charge beam does not function when the Phazon beam is active. And yeah, we cannot actually use the Phazon beam right now because we have actually never found a pool of Phazon condensed enough to allow us to use the Phazon beam. But if we ever do find one of those pools of Phazon, we will be able to use it. for now, let's just head back here, save before the game crashes, which I kind of thought it was crashing when the lights started going out. Thankfully, it did not. And I just want a quick backtrack for one more thing. I just totally jumped off that frozen Metroid, kind of. They're totally gonna grab me, aren't they? Don't you dare! Don't do it! Actually, I kinda want one to grab me now. 'Cause now... Oh gosh! I fell off the platform somehow. Did the door close behind me? One of them just randomly died. Okay, please. I'm trying to show something off. How do I keep falling off this platform? Honestly. Where am I? I was totally right next to the door a second ago. Why is this so much harder than I remember it being? Whatever, they are in my way. I am done dealing with this crap. What I was trying to show is that if you walk out a door with a Metroid attached to you, they just die. Because, like, enemies can only stay in the room that they spawn in. I don't know why that was giving me so much trouble. But let's just head back to where there was something we couldn't get before. And there we go. He just randomly blew up when we went through the door. I finally got to show that off. Would have liked to show that happen while it was still attached to my face. But whatever. So yeah, you are definitely supposed to have the Phazon suit to get through here. Get what you need and get out. You technically don't need it if you have enough energy tanks, I'm pretty sure. But there we go. Chozo artifact acquired. This is the artifact of Newborn, the last of 12. And that is all of the Chozo artifacts. We can now get to the Impact Crater. Look at that line of Metroids there. Just... I don't know, it was like a school of fish or something, except with Metroids. It was an interesting sight. Or an even funnier way to interpret it is a conga line of Metroids. Get out of here. Okay, I also want to mention something. I mentioned some attention to detail that you could see, like Samus's bones in her arm cannon sometimes. But it's actually not the greatest attention to detail, and this is something I knew about And that's because the beams have hands on them, which is, you know, should mean that you have to put your hand in that position to activate that beam. But if you look at Samus's bones with the X-ray visor while you're switching beams, she's clearly not doing those hand gestures, which is a little unfortunate. Would have been really cool if they actually did that. So how many max missiles do we have right now? I can think of 3 more missile expansions we need. And I'm pretty sure that's all we need. Maybe. I don't know, I'm a little scared. Some Metroid games have you end with 250 missiles, and some have you end with 255. And I thought this was a 255 one, which concerns me greatly. But you know, if I miss a missile expansion, maybe I'll just do a bonus video on it. I'm really hoping we get this 100% though. Your ending actually changes depending on your percent completion, actually. So I really hope I get 100%. Really, the ending doesn't change. It's just more is added on to it if you have a higher percent. Like, you get the basic ending if you have less than 75%. You get an extra scene added on to it if you have at least 75%. And you get an extra scene added after the credits if you have 100%. And I think this is where I'm gonna end things off. In the next video, we will most likely be beating the game. I'm the Terminian Hero, and I will see you then.